host, David Rodgers, and now here he is, Mr. Friday Night, the show pony himself, the man, the dream, the legendary David Rodgers.
Rodgers coming up now.
Good afternoon and good evening. Good Tuesday afternoon and good evening, should I say. It's Election Tuesday, Dave. But hey, welcome into On the Spot with David Rodgers. We'll talk about that here in just a minute. I am your host, creator and host, David Rodgers. The missing Byron Bagwell, my other host here tonight, is still on vacation. He'll be back next Tuesday night, bright and early, so we can get together on the show. I think, Dave, it's been 3 weeks since Byron hadn't been here, isn't it? Roughly around there.
How long is his vacation?
Well, the vacation's been 2 weeks, and I don't think he was with us the week before. So I think it's been 3 weeks. I think it's been 3 weeks since Byron's been with us. But anyway, he'll be back with me to call the football game. They'll be back tomorrow. The missing Austin Stevens. Austin has some things to do with the weather service. Of course, we got a hurricane out there that we'll talk about that won't impact us directly, Dave. But I'll tell you what it will do. It's going to impact the coast with some other things that I will talk about as he sent me his weather report. But next to me is he is the guy. He is the man. He is the king of steam, the master of all disaster, the dancing destroyer, 214 pounds of screaming steel and sex appeal. There he is, Mr. Dave Holland, our senior director and producer. Say hello to everybody, Dave.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody, and here we go again. We're on the spot with David Rodgers. We're starting a little bit early because last week we did the same thing, but this week we definitely wanted to start it a little bit early. A couple of reasons. First and foremost, it's election night here, Dave, in Bradford County.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's election night in Bradford County, mainly for the city of Stark. We'll get into that. We'll get into the Tornadoes' loss last week at Cocoa. Me and Dave was there. We'll talk a little bit about that, and we'll talk a little bit about some other community activities and sports things that are going on. Again, welcome into On the Spot with David Rodgers. I am your host, David Rodgers, right along with missing the Byron Bagwell, right along with the dancing destroyer himself, Dave Holland, the missing Austin Stevens. Welcome to the show. Let's get the show started as we always do with our prayer, our pledge, and our patriotic quote of the night. Everybody that's tuning in, please bow your head. Our righteous Heavenly Father, let us once thank again for a wonderful and glorious day you've given us, dear Lord. Thank you for this time that we can be together again. Me and Dave and the On the Spot team, as we bring information to all of our viewers and all of our viewers that are watching, bless them as well as we give this information out and they take it and see what they need fit to do with it, dear Lord. Thank you for letting us live in the greatest country in the world today, the United States of America, the most freest, powerful country in the world today. We're along with the best military as well, dear Lord. Keep a hedge of protection over us, dear Lord, and put a guiding hand on all of our politicians, dear Lord, that they're doing the right thing, not for them, dear Lord, but for the American people. That's who they work for. We don't work for them, dear Lord. They work for us. And make sure that they make the right decisions in regards to our livelihoods. Again, thank you for the greatest military in the world today, our United States Armed Forces, men and women that go out there each and every day to protect our country for domestic and international terrorism and anything else, dear Lord, that is being afflicted upon us. Thank you for them. Again, let them come home safely to their families, and we love each and every one of them, and just keep your guiding hand on them. How about our first responders, dear Lord, each and every one of those men and women that not only serve our community, but communities all over the United States, dear Lord. Keep a hedge of protection over them as they're out there fighting the good fight for us, dear Lord, where we can go home and be in our home and be safe, because we know if there's signs of trouble that we can call them, dear Lord, and that they will be there. Also, if we get sick or if anything happens that's an emergency, dear Lord, the ambulance service and the rescue service and the fire service will be there to help us out. Thank you for the food that we receive each and every day as it goes in the nourishment of our bodies and our bodies to thy service. Any spoken or unspoken prayer requests, dear Lord, that you touch each and every one of them. You know what they need. You know what's in their heart and their mind. You know what they need to have comforted, dear Lord. And with your touch and your healing, that they can overcome what it is that is ailing them, dear Lord. Again, thank you for the American workers, each and every one of us that go out and work each and every day to make and strive to make our country great again, dear Lord. We know who they are. Everybody that is trying to go out here and make a living, and which is tough already, dear Lord. Please, again, put our guiding hand on our politicians as they can make this easier for each and every one of us, dear Lord. Again, thank you for this day, thank you for this night, and thank you for this show that we're about to do tonight. We ask for these things in your Son's name, Jesus Christ, and the congregation says, Amen. All right, Dave.
Go ahead. No. Speak.
Oh, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Well, I'm getting all kinds of phone calls here in the studio. Again, welcome back. We just had our prayer and our pledge. Welcome back to On the Spot with David Rodgers. I'm your creator and host, David Rodgers. The missing Byron Bagwell tonight. The missing Austin Stevens. We do have our senior producer and director, as always, Mr. Dave Holland. Can't do the show without him. All these beautiful graphics, all these beautiful things that you see is created and done by him. So we appreciate everything that he does. Don't forget our other sister show, On the Spot Motorsports Media, with Mitchell, Gunner, and Robert. They do a podcast sometimes on Tuesday, but mainly on Thursday. They come on at 7 o'clock. They've always got some kind of guest or some kind of speaker or somebody that they're talking to. And if you're a motorsports enthusiast, Dave, cars, motorcycles, the side-by-sides, dirt track, whatever it may be, Mitchell covers it.
And he has guests on his show.
Yes, he does.
And these are top winning guys,
Yes.
know, and girls.
And girls, yeah. And so Mitchell does a great job. As a matter of fact, Mitchell and him is going to be going to Indianapolis, Indiana this weekend.
Yes.
They're going to be covering a big show up there. So tune in for all the stories and all the photos and all the pictures that Mitchell and them will be putting on. And again, that's On the Spot Motorsports Media. You can go and do like it is on our page. If you want to be a follower and viewer of our page, Dave's got it across the lower thirds there. Go to On the Spot with David Rodgers. Hit that like and subscribe button. When you do that, you automatically become a follower. And it doesn't matter what time we come on. You'll get a what, Dave?
A ping.
Ping! And it'll tell you and alert you when we're on. And it could be at any time, Dave. You know, we've done shows not only at 7 o'clock on Tuesdays, we've done them on Saturdays, we've done them on Wednesdays, we've done them on Friday nights, just like we did last week, and we'll talk about that, right?
Yeah, and be alert
Yes.
because we're going to go with an AI response, and it's going to say, "You are now watching On the Spot."
Wow.
Not a ping. It'll be an AI voice telling you to tune in.
Is that coming up here in the near future, Dave?
Yes, sir.
Oh, boy. See, we're upgrading and creating and being creative. We want to stay, Dave, we want to stay on top of our game.
Absolutely.
You know, there's great podcasts out there. There's great shows out there. And I watch some of them. I do.
Yeah.
I'm a big sports guy. Y'all know that. You know, and I like watching some of these guys that are sports podcasters. They've got some great shows. But I'll be honest with you, and I think you're going to say it, I think we can compete with any of them. I think we've got a great show, too. It's a little different from everybody's because mainly they're going off of YouTube. We're coming off of Facebook, feeding into YouTube.
Yeah, and what they're showing you is a little different than what we show you. We're a local podcast, and we want to cover all the local news for our local viewers.
Sure.
But we also cover national news.
World news.
Yeah, go ahead.
Politics. You know, we get into political realm a little bit. And it all ties in.
The weather. We got a great
yeah.
weather guy
Yes.
that feeds us the weather.
Yes. Yeah.
And
So, and sports.
Oh, well, who does the sport?
Well, of course we do, and you know we talk. Everybody wants to know what's going on with our tornadoes, and I'll let y'all know what I think. I'll get Dave's thought about it. Dave was right on cue with that broadcast, and I'll talk about that here in a little bit. But I want to get to the quote of the night because we've got some big news that's coming up here. Probably, Dave, when do you think they'll have it? In about quarter after or so, 20 after probably?
Sounds good. Yeah.
About results, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. All right, here's your quote of the night, guys, if you're listening in. A man, speaking of elections and votes, I did my quotes, Dave, off of voting election time. So it says, a man without a vote is a man without protection. Do you know who said that?
No.
No. Okay. So a man without a vote is a man without protection. Good grief, Dave.
That's not his name.
That's not his name. Okay. Anybody that's watching in, hello, Shannon Smith. Hello, Iris Marrero. Hello, Vanessa Lowe. Hello, Stanley Binkowski. And Austin's Weather Service says, good evening. The phone call wasn't me this time. No, it wasn't. Mark Udi's on watching. Hello, Mark. How you doing? Here's the quote of the night. A man without a vote is a man without protection. I will tell you, he was a president in the 20th century. So, yeah, you got a bunch of them to choose from, right? Several.
Yeah.
So, a man without a vote is a man without protection. Who would you think that is?
Wow.
A man without a vote is a man without protection. Why am I doing voting and election? Because it is election night Tuesday in the city of Stark. We'll talk about that in just a minute. As a matter of fact, while y'all are thinking about that, you've got exactly 12 minutes, Dave, to get down to Stark City Hall and vote for the city clerk position. We have two great women that are running for this position.
Oh, that's tonight.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to hold off, but you know, we'll get into it here as I'm talking about this, and we'll talk about it a little bit further. But you have 12 minutes. If you're a resident of the city of Stark, you need to go vote. Every vote counts.
Now, who's those two girls?
Oh, man. Well, we had those two fine ladies here on our show, which actually did a wonderful job here at our show. I want to thank both of them for coming on that night. First and foremost, Lisa Terry Heater, which we all know, and we know very closely. She is the wife of Michael Heater. Michael Heater, if y'all don't know, does a lot of things in the community. He gets involved with things. He works at the emergency management deal. He's doing all kinds of, he also flies the drones. You know, and then he's a big part of the boosters. He does the fireworks at the football games. It's his lovely wife, and she's been working at the city clerk's office for 20 years, got experience. Hey, a great candidate there. And then her running opponent is Chrissy Ricky Thompson, who owns the Downtown Grill, right? Yep, and she's also involved in other things. She's a member of the Downtown Business Association. She's a member of the Chamber of Commerce. She's a part of the Women's Club. She's part of the art board with me. We was at a meeting yesterday. So, her husband used to be the city manager here. So they both know the job, got experience here, got willingness here. Something's got to come to a fruition tonight. And I tell you, I think it's going to be a close race, Dave. What I'm thinking, I think it's going to be pretty challenging. And I'll be honest with you, whoever wins this, I think Stark's getting a fine person. I think Stark's getting a person that's going to take that job seriously. They're going to do what they need to do with that job. And again, I don't think, that there's a loser here. If your candidate don't win, I think that other candidate is going to do a good job. If the other candidate is going to do a good job. You tell me what you think, Dave, what you thought about him.
Well, I think that it's going to be a hard choice. Because
Absolutely.
I believe they both will be able to do the job.
Jimmy Byers, hello.
The best they can.
Yeah.
And they'll be good at it.
Yeah, I think, like I said, you know what I always like to say? I think it's a win-win.
If there's an
win-win.
If there's an opportunity, for you folks that are last-minute voters, there you go. Make your pick and
you got 9 minutes to get to City Hall.
Yep.
9 minutes to cast your vote right now before the polls close. And then probably 20, 25 minutes after, we're probably going to know who the winner is. Amanda Safang, by the way, yes. Amanda Safang took over for Terry Vaughn as the supervisor of elections.
Yeah.
She does a wonderful job for Bradford County. She is the Bradford County supervisor of elections. Amanda, if you're listening, if you want to shoot me those results over the comments here, or we can go get them. Either way, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
But we'll get them and we'll be able to pass that on to you. But Amanda, you and your crew do a wonderful job.
Yeah.
So thank you for everything that you do. Jenny Bowers, thank you for joining us. David Roden and Joey Fennell.
And to repeat what Dave said, we can't vote, so we are not getting anything out of this.
No.
Me and Dave both live in the county, not the city. This
Correct.
is a city vote, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, we had always the last several weeks when we knew we was going to do this and that question and answer period. What did we always say? We didn't have a dog in this hunt.
Exactly.
We didn't. You live in the county. I live in the county. Byron lives in Clay County on the edge in Keystone. Austin lives out of. We had no dog in the hunt.
Nope.
So again, I thought both ladies came on here. Both ladies were wonderful. Again, we know both of these ladies. Just because we live in the county doesn't mean we don't know them.
Absolutely.
You know, I do trivia on Thursday nights at the Downtown Grill.
I eat at Downtown Grill all the time.
I've done stuff with Michael Heater. So have you. You know, Lisa Heater. We've seen her, and I've been to concerts where she's at.
I go into City Hall, and I'll see her walking around or back here in her office.
Yeah, working and doing what she's supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So, look, at the end of the day, you got 7 minutes to go vote, by the way. Look, at the end of the day, tick, you're on the clock, right? Yeah, you're on the, I'm going to keep counting them down. You're on the clock here. But anyway, you got two fine ladies that's going to represent Starkwell, and all we got to say from here is good luck to both of you.
So 7 o'clock is when it's over. It stops. But they still have to count the votes.
Absolutely. That's why I say we probably wouldn't know till what, 20 after, 7:30 maybe?
Something like that.
Yeah.
What is the? I know you can't guess.
Right.
Well, you could probably guess close.
Yeah.
How many votes are potentially there?
I've heard upwards of 3,000. Now,
okay.
Yeah. Now, I think that's what was in the city, 3,000, 3,500. Now, some of those, probably, what would you say, 1,600 adults? And if you're all registered, there should be 1,500 or 1,600 votes there. I think you're going to come to a tally of about, I'll see if I'm close, and I'll write this down.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to say that there's probably 900 total votes.
Okay.
So 900, I'll say 900, David. What, David R. All right, what do you say, Dave?
I'm going to go...
You going to go a little higher or a little lower?
I'm going to go, since there potentially could be 1,500.
Correct.
I'm going to go 825.
All right, we'll see who's closer. Both of those are great numbers.
Yeah.
I think we're close in some, depending on voter turnout, and that's what we did. We took the lower number of those. We figured what, 50%, 60%.
That's what I'm figuring.
Yeah, 50 or 60% of the votes and they're going to vote tonight. And again, we'll see how close we are. And Amanda will let us know. Maybe we'll have her on the show one night.
Now, I don't know how many votes one person's going to get compared
to
another person, and I'm not even going to guess. I'm going to wait until we get to that point, and we'll know then.
I honestly think it's going to be close.
I think it's going to be real close.
Yeah, I think it's going to be closer than what people think.
I've drove around Stark, and I've seen Christie's.
Hey, Dwight Allen.
Flyers. I've seen Christie's flyers, and I've seen Lisa's flyers.
So yeah, you see
all over town.
All over town. Let me give you a scenario. Do you remember 8 years ago 5 years ago, because he's been in a. Do you remember when Stacy Creighton and Will Hartley ran for the superintendent of schools? And I sat right here, and that's why I don't want to say anymore. I actually thought that Stacy Creighton was going to get reelected in that superintendent's deal.
I agree. That was
We all agreed.
That was my feelings too.
Yeah.
And we interviewed her, didn't we?
We did. We interviewed him too, remember?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm like, man, I just think, Stacy she's done. I know people wanted to see change, but I think they wanted to see continuity. Well, we started asking around and peering around, and everybody says, man, Stacy probably, has this thing in the bag. And when the votes came out, she got beat by 2,000 votes. Do you know why? Because there's hitting votes in this county. And where Will got the upper hand on that last election where he beat her, you know where it was? It was from Brooker. It was from Hampton. All those votes that Stacy Creighton thought she was going to get went to Will. And that propelled her upwards of Highlands, Lottie, and all that. Stacy took the central here, Stark, and the outer stuff went to Will. And that and you remember I said, and you remember I said that Stacy Creighton had this, I think she has this locked up. I don't remember if Mitchell was here. I think Mitchell was here, and Byron, and we all thought. And then, boy, oh boy, was I dadgum wrong.
Yeah.
So I don't even want to make a prediction on this tonight, but we'll get into that here in just a little bit. Anyway, a man without a vote is a man without protection. That's Lyndon B. Johnson that said that. Was you going to say that?
You never gave me the opportunity.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and say it then? I knew you was going to say it. Who do you think it is?
I'm thinking that would be Lyndon B. Johnson.
Lyndon B. Johnson is right, man. I tell you. Man, where'd you get your answer at?
Did you
hear it somewhere?
Back when he was president,
Yeah.
You
was there when he did that quote.
I was still around.
Yeah, you were. All right, here's the second quote. Nobody will ever deprive the American people of the right to vote except the American people themselves, and the only way they could do this is by not voting. Isn't that a true statement?
Yes.
Nobody will ever deprive the American people of the right to vote except the American people themselves, and the only way they could do this is by not voting. Who is that? 20th century president. Again, you have 1 minute to get to the polls. By the way, if you're not at Stark right now, City Hall, you're done.
I'm thinking that could be one of the most recent presidents.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say Obama.
You're going to say Obama said that. Okay, that's not a bad guess. Anybody on the panel got a guess? You have 1 minute, probably less than that, to get to the Stark City Hall. If you are a Stark resident, that's the only way you can vote in this election. You have to be a resident of the city of Stark. If you're not, well, Dave, it went from 659 to 655. What the heck happened there?
I don't know.
Let's see who's right. It is 6:59. It jumped back to 6:55, Dave. I was going to say you have 5 minutes to get there, but you got 4, 3, 2, 1, Dave. It's straight up 7 o'clock according to my Android watch here. So if you haven't been down to Stark City Hall by now, you have just missed getting your vote in, Dave. And you know what? What did I say several weeks leading up to this?
Yeah.
If you don't vote, or you don't have what? You don't have a right to gripe about anything.
No.
You don't have. You might as well just keep your mouth shut and just bear it and go on. Now, if you voted and you have an opinion on who got elected or whatever, then that's your right. What is that? That's your First Amendment right to say that, right, Dave?
Absolutely.
Hey, just like our comments come across. That's your first. Hey, Tatum, how's it going, man? Good to see you. By the way, thanks for letting me speak at the Gowanus the other day. I really had fun. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all learned a little bit about our radio broadcasts and things like that that we do. But anyway, so yeah, you don't have a voice at all in that if you didn't vote. So that's what I tell people. And Dave, it doesn't matter what election it is. It doesn't matter if it's a national election, a state election, a county election, a city election, guess what? If you didn't vote, you don't have a right to say anything.
Absolutely.
So that's where I feel and where I stand. Nobody will ever deprive the American people of the right to vote except the American people themselves. And the only way they can do this is by not voting. You know who that is? I didn't see any guesses on here. Let me see if I can come back across here. Live chat. Boom, boom. Do you have any? Do you have any? By the way, are you on right now or no? Okay, that's all right. That is Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Oh, man.
I knew you was going to say that, and that's why I went on ahead and said it before.
A little too soon.
Well, who do you think it is, by the way, Dave? Who do you think it is? You said Obama, but you want to change your mind?
If I change my mind...
Yeah. Who would you go with?
I'd have to go with Roosevelt.
Yeah, FDR, Franklin D?
Mm-hmm.
You would be right. Where did you get that answer?
That one came up in my history book in my brain.
Okay, it did. Just recollected that?
Absolutely.
Well, wow, I'll be dadgum. All right. Well, hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I want to go over a couple of things here in the classified ads, Dave. You know, I hear a lot of people say, man, they're looking for places to live. And if you know Stark and the surrounding areas, Dave, it is hard to find a place to rent, a decent place to rent, a decent place to buy, because everybody wants to move here and get out of the bigger cities, Gainesville, Jacksonville, Orange Park, Middleborough. They want to come out here,
yeah.
and it's cheaper to live out here. It's more quiet. It's a smaller town atmosphere, and you know, you can continue to keep your job because you're, you know, what, 20, 25 minutes from Gainesville. And on the west side of Jacksonville, you're what, 30, 35 minutes? So, I mean, you know, you got the best of both worlds. But if you look in the classified ads, if you go to Bradford Connection, and you can hit him on Facebook. Keith Warren runs that page, and he does such a wonderful job with that page. He puts out information about everything. So if there's an event coming up, if there's something that people need to know about or whatever, just go to Bradford Connection on Facebook, and you will see all this. But anyway, on the classified ads of the Bradford County Telegraph, if you look, there's places to rent. There's not a lot of them, but there is some, so I'm sure to be on a first come, first served basis. Make sure you look at that if you're looking for a place to live. There's some personal services there, some people looking for some help to take care of elderly people, and looking for homes to clean. And then there's the help wanted sign there, and ads as well. There's a couple of nice positions that are available in the city. You may want to look at that and see if you qualify, but make sure you look at your Bradford Telegraph and look at the help wanted ads and the classified ads, and it'll give you a little bit of everything. Dave, it's
yes,
after 7 o'clock. What time do you officially have?
7:04.
That's what I got, 7:04. On the spot with David Rodgers, creator and host David Rodgers here with you. The missing Byron Bagwell, as he's on vacation in Scotland and Ireland, taking the last day of that, Dave, and enjoying it, and they're coming back tomorrow. So he'll be back with me not only at the football game, but he'll be back with us next Tuesday. The missing Austin Stevens, guess where he's at? He's at home taking care of some things. He's on top of that weather. He's looking at that hurricane that's twirling at a Category 5. I think it dropped down to 2, but we'll see what Austin says. And, of course, I've got the dancing destroyer himself, 214 pounds of screaming steel and sex appeal. That's Mr. Dave Holland, our senior director and producer. Say hello, David. Say
hello, David.
Hello, David. How you doing? All right, we're waiting on the results of the city clerk position. The votes are probably being counted as Amanda Sifang and her staff is doing a good job overseeing that. And again, like I said, two great women, two beautiful people. David, I think the city of Stark doesn't go wrong. Like I said again, I don't know how many times I have to say it. I think if Lisa wins this or Chrissy wins this, Stark, it's a win-win. Stark gets a good person, right?
Yep.
And we've said that, so good luck to both of you ladies, and we'll find out who the winner of that seat is here in just a little bit. The Florida Twin Theater, Dave, the horror movie of the year, Weapons, start this Friday at the Florida Twin Theaters. But hey, on Thursday, Freakier Friday starts at 6:30, and Nobody 2 at 6:30. Nobody 2 at 7 on Friday, and Weapons at 7 on Friday. Stop right there. All right, I'm going to have to talk to the people at the Florida Twin Theaters because, hey, This is Friday Night Lights. We need to shut everything down. We all need to be at the ball field, just like in Texas, just like in Varsity Blues or Friday Night Lights, the movie itself.
Yep.
Man, they shut the town of Odessa, Texas down. Y'all need to be at the ball game. But there is movies going on, so I'll say them. Nobody 2 at 7 and Weapons at 7. Saturday, Nobody 2 at 4 and 7 and Weapons at 4 and 7. And then Sunday, Nobody 2 at 4 and 7 and Weapons at 4 and 7. So that's your 2 movies that are going on at the Florida Twin Theater. David, let me tell you what. If you want an enjoyment on a Saturday or Sunday, guess what? Oh, whoa, whoa, hello now. Hello. Oh, my goodness. Hey, we got a hello. There it goes. D.A. Dennis Cruz, thank you for tuning in. And all you guys that are tuning in. Weapons, that's supposed to be a sort of a scary movie, Dave. And the Freaky or Friday, that's with Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. That ought to be pretty funny. So, anyway, make sure you go and enjoy the movies. But you can't go to a cheaper place, David, than Florida Twin Theaters. You can get in there, take a family of 4, and guess what? You'll spend under $50 with your drinks, your popcorn, your candy, the movies, and everything. Where can you go, take a family of 4, or $15 or $12 a piece,
Yep.
an average, and go and enjoy yourself and you be with your family?
Nowhere.
No, absolutely nowhere.
It's $7 to get in.
Uh-huh.
So with 4 people,
Yep.
that's $28.
Yep.
That leaves
$22 for popcorn, drink, candies, and you can get it in there for that.
yeah,
You can. So for $50,
$50.
you can take your family of 4 in there and have a great time and watch a great movie.
Now-
And a nostalgic theater, by the way.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if you went to AMC out there in Orange,
Woo!
a family of 4,
Make it $125.
that's just for the ticket.
That's just for the tickets. Hey, so $200.
Yeah,
Yeah. Have you priced the popcorn out there? At that, what you said at that, it is ridiculous. Like $6 for popcorn.
yeah,
Like,
they
what?
got the reason I know this. I just went. To the,
Okay, so.
yeah, I got a popcorn, a medium popcorn,
Yeah.
and a large drink, and it cost me like $22
Just for the refreshments, right?
just for the popcorn
Just for the popcorn
and the soda.
and the soda, $22. And what
Which
it
how
costs?
much does popcorn cost? Maybe $1. Soda, just add soda water and pump it out of the bottle.
So, and what'd you pay for your ticket? What was it to get in again?
Thank God my granddaughter works at AMC
Okay,
in Ohio. She manages,
okay,
so we get our tickets free.
okay. So you got covered
But
there.
if
But
we
what would
had
it?
to,
Yeah. How much?
it would be. I think it's
$15 now?
more.
Is it more?
I
Well,
think it's more.
There you go. That's why you watch movies at home. That's why you can go to the Florida Twin Theater right here and watch the same movies for, guess what? Less than half of that price. Do you know that, Dave? Less than half of that price. Good grief. We're waiting on the results of the election. I need to go over here. If you have them, just let me know. And we'll see who the new Stark city clerk is. Ought to be a pretty good race. And 2 fine candidates, as I said, are vying for that seat. Votes are already in. So if you didn't vote, Dave, what? Say it, Dave. Shame on you.
Shame. Absolutely shame on us.
Absolutely shame on you.
That is our right, and we should exercise it because the other part of this beautiful world is trying to tear it down.
Amen. You're right. That's exactly right. So if you didn't
Right
vote,
in our face,
right
Dave.
in our face, right in our face. So exercise your freedom of speech, exercise your right to vote, And hopefully all the votes, everybody went out there and voted that needed to vote. And we'll see. We'll see about that number that we came up with. The Downtown Grill tonight is buy one, get one free pasta, Dave, from 4 to close. Let's shut the show down.
Well, we will in a few.
We will in a few.
Just a
We
little
get some
bit.
pasta. Oh my God! When it comes to food, me, Dave, Byron. Oh my gosh, food is my weakness out of anything. Come get your pasta fix. That grill life is available for to-go orders as well. Just give us a call and we'll get it done. Pasta 4 to 9 tonight at Downtown Grill. You can call them at 904-964-9253. Oh, Dave. And then after we do that, guess what? We can go to Strickland Scoop. You know where that's at? That's my buddy Mark and Dawn Strickland's place. You know Mark and Dawn.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Great people. Good morning, Start, she said. In need of a new, fun, enthusiastic member of our team ASAP. Must be reliable and over 18. We'll start interviews today at noon. Training starts tomorrow night for a Friday 3 to 9, Saturday 1 to 9, and Sunday 1 to 8 weekend shift. You must message her to make an appointment for an interview. And, of course, if you want more details, you need to message her as well. If you have not, if you've interviewed with me before, she says, please don't reply. So Strickland Scoop is looking for a weekend person. That'll be Fridays from 3 to 9, Saturdays from 1 to 9, and Sundays 1 to 8. Dave, that is a perfect part-time job for somebody who's looking for some extra work, or for a good high school or college student that's looking for some work. Hey, that's a perfect deal, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you what. Hey, Terry Wilkerson Anderson and Billy Rayburn, I can tell you what. Dawn and Mark wouldn't hire me. Do you know why?
You're too loud.
Close. I would eat up the profits. They wouldn't have a bit of ice cream left or anything left. Boy, I'll tell you what, man. I'd be tasting every flavor. I'd be grabbing every flavor that I could. And in about 3 weeks, I'd be at from 215 that I am now to 305. Just that quick. Yeah, so don't let me work at Strickland Scoops. Hey, how about this? Hometown Grounds Coffee Company. Looking for a plant-based approach to support your health goals? Trimmelson. Yeah, Trimsolin is a simple daily supplement designed to support appetite, control metabolism, and overall wellness without injections. You can join them tonight on August the 19th, which that's today, right, Dave?
Yes,
at 7:30 Central Time, so that's 8:30, to learn more about how Trimmelson works and why so many are choosing this natural alternative. You can join them at us06web.zoom.us/J/85366405183. That's Trimmelson, and you can join them on Zoom. Hey, check out Smooth Addictions and get yourself booked for one of her services. She's very professional and is located on Call Street in historic downtown Stark. Smooth Addiction, Dave. You know what that is? I believe that's a cleaning service. How about that?
Oh.
How about somebody that I work for, by the way, congratulations to her grandson. Do you know Lisa and David Sims? Which you do, and you know Caitlin Sims.
Yeah.
Their grandson went up to Tennessee and raced in a national race and did very well. Didn't win it all, but he placed really well and did a fantastic job. So I want to say congratulations to her and her family and her daughter's family and her grandson. But elevate your event with a stunning balloon arch that adds a pop-up of color and joy. Where can you get that? You go visit my friend Lisa Sims. It's Your Day Bridal and Formal Boutique. Is at Your Day Bridal and Formal Boutique. Again, look here, Dave. You can get that little set up a wedding. She does weddings. And if she gets a wedding, if they don't have a DJ, do you know who the DJ is?
I know a guy named David Rodgers.
Him. He's the DJ. Yeah. So he will be DJing your wedding. I've done over 100 of them, Dave. Do you know that? Wow. I've done over 100 of them in my lifetime. Wow. And that's crazy. And, that's a gig that I like to do as well. Hey, Dave, I heard somebody told me that you're going to be doing cheer and tumble. Well, I've got the perfect place for you. North Florida Elite Cheer and Tumble. Fall classes and terms are filling quickly, Dave. You need to join them and register at www.northfloridaelite.com. That's cheer and tumble. You need to register today. Weekly tumbling classes, open gyms, preschool tumbling, competitive travel, and you, Dave, where you're at, is on the prep cheer team. So, yeah, so are you leading that? Are you the captain of that?
No.
No. Okay. You think they'd have you?
They might.
They might. Go visit Sporting Chance for all your tornado stuff. By the way, let's talk about the Bradford Tornadoes. Dave and Cliff and I traveled 2 hours and what, Dave? It was not 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Good, probably 3 hours.
Yeah, good 3 hours. We stopped and ate, though, and stuff. But down to Cocoa, Florida, and our Tornadoes went down there. It was a highly anticipated preseason classic. And, Dave,
yes, sir?
I couldn't be no more proud than the guys. You know, that's the three-time defending state champion in Class 2S and 2A. It's been the nemesis in Bradford's runs that they've been on 2 out of the 3 years. You know, they put us out that first year when we only lost 1 game. Well, we lost 2 because we lost to Cocoa in the state semifinal. So we went 14-2 that year. And then, of course, the following year, we went to the state championship game. They beat us there. And then last year, Newberry, which is in our class in our district, by the way, won the district title last year. They beat us twice. They beat us for the district, and they beat us for the in the playoffs. And Cocoa, again, eventual state champions. They've been state champions 3 years in a row. Dave, when we was down there, do you remember walking out that stadium and I said, look at all the titles this school has?
Yeah.
They have at least 12, 13, 14 of them. They was sitting on that wall, remember? And I was like, oh my gosh, look at the state titles. Now we have 2, 65, 66, and we played for a couple of them. But man, they've got what they said, hey, is the state champion. So I really enjoyed the football game. David, I want to thank you for getting in there and setting up that. You know, we got there about 15 minutes prior to kickoff. I think it kicked off just a little after 7, didn't it, Dave?
Just a little.
Just a little, 3 or 4 minutes after 7.
Yeah.
Dave had about 15 minutes to set up all this equipment, graphics, and he did a great job. Also, he did a great job of really focusing in and on the plays, and he moved the camera as the plays were going on. You didn't hear my voice because actually we had some a little bit of technical difficulty with that. There was a crew that was sitting right beside us, the Brevard Sports Network. They were doing the game. It was a team like me and Byron are. There was a play-by-play guy and a color commentator or color analyst, and they was actually feeding Dave the play-by-play. The only thing is that Dave said it was the Cocoa Network. it was pro Cocoa, and that's okay. You know what I mean? But they did talk about Bradford, and they had a good player or whatever. So when you go back and watch that video, which I will re-put back up on Facebook after this Friday night's game, Dave, I thought that the Tornadoes played about as good as they can play. If you remember what Jamie Rodgers said, he said, you remember what he said? He said, David, we scheduled this game, and Coach Staples said the same thing, to find out what? If we're here, or if we're here. Yeah. Meaning, can we beat them? Are we close to them? Or are we still a long ways off? Right. So, my personal opinion, I want to get yours. My personal opinion is I thought Bradford went down there and played as good as they can play. They lost a lot of players, but they just reload. They do it each and every year. That's why that program's so good. That's why they're state ranked. That's why they're nationally ranked each and every year. That's a good program down there. You can tell it when you go outside their walls right there. There's nothing but state championships written all over the wall. Dave will tell you the first time I've been to that stadium. By the way, which is a nice stadium. It was all right football field. I think ours is nicer. I think we got a nicer setup, without a doubt. I think we got one of the nicest setups in Northeast and North Central Florida. But it was a nice field. They had a great crowd, didn't they, Dave? That place was packed. Coco's people came out. We had probably, Dave, 100, 120 maybe go over down for the game.
Decent little crowd.
Yeah. And this was a highly anticipated game. It was one of the most highly anticipated preseason kickoff classics in several years. And went down there and lost the game 16-7. They've only scored one touchdown on us. They kicked 3 field goals. Should have made another one, really, because the kid just kicked it low. And that game could have been 16-10 if Tyler Sapp would have made that field goal. They had plenty of distance, remember, just hook left. But 16-7, I thought we played a great ball game. I would love to ask Coach Rodgers this and Coach Staples, and I doubt they'll give it away. But, I wonder if they just ran David basic plays, didn't want to show a lot, to Baker County and to Cocoa if we meet them again. But I thought the offense was basic. We ran it up the left side, ran it up the right side, took it around the end several times. We threw the ball we needed to. By the way, Cy Cubbage had a beautiful pass to Nixon there in the end zone. He was the transfer from Interlochen. The kid's 6'4", 200 pounds. So a great weapon. And I thought that we, me personally, I thought we should have opened up the playbook a little bit. I'd love to see them throw the ball vertically down the field and test those defensive backs, which all of them are Division I commits. So each and every one of them, I think one's going to Florida State, one's going to Florida Atlantic. There were several Division I in the defensive backfield, the safeties and the corners. And they, by the way, they did a pretty good job on our receivers, but I thought our receivers were open at times. But where Cocoa beat you, David, and they beat Bradford the last 2 times they played them, is on that front 4. They get pressure on that quarterback. And I know Cy Cubbage did a wonderful job. He threw the ball away several times, which I thought was very smart. Hey, live to play another play. When we used to try to throw something up for grabs, and then, that defense just creates a turnover, and then it puts more pressure on the
I'd rather throw it away than get an interception.
Absolutely. Hey, if it's 1st and 10 and you're trying to throw a pass play and it's not there, throw it away. It's 2nd and 10. So what? You got a couple of downs to get it. Hey, and and this I've heard coaches say this many times, and you've heard this too. Even when I was playing back in the late 70s and early 80s, it's not a horrible thing to punt the ball. It's not. Turn field position over, unless you shank it. Turn field position over. Let your defense, if you've got a good one, which Bradford does. Bradford has a heck of a defense, and they showed it that night. 3 field goals. They got inside our 10-yard line 3 times. And they only came away with 2 field goals.
They held them back really good on that 3rd quarter as well, and held them back through the whole game.
They really never let them bust off of nothing big, did they? Except the one play, the one touchdown, where that 40-yarder, where the kid caught it in the middle, and he made a move, and he ran it in the other 10 yards. It was about a 30-yard.
Nobody was around him.
Yeah. Well, the safety, Jacquez Casey, was trying to come make the play, and he just made a move.
Yeah, made that move,
and just walked. He just waltzed into the end zone. So, he made the catch about the 10-yard line. He turned in and made a move. Hey, that's an athlete for you. That's what you're supposed to do.
That's it.
That's what you're supposed to do, and he did what he was supposed to do. But I thought they played well. I thought the defense played well. If you're looking at the levels, I know some people, I put this out on Facebook, and some Cocoa people said, man, no, that's not really true. I think, remember, I'm going to use Coach's thing. Are we here? Are we here? Are we here? Right. Well, we're definitely not here. We're not here yet because we haven't beat them.
No, we're right
Yes,
there.
Dave, we're right there. We are on the cusp. And I think if we meet again and our offense starts clicking, I think we're going to be right here or here.
Well,
I really do.
What I think is they could have played harder. They had that in them. And
do you really?
They got some injuries.
Yeah, the one kid that I need to find out an update on.
And the other team, was getting in there and blocking, and putting pressure on the quarterback. But I agree with you, Dave. They should have went in the air a little bit more.
Yeah, I thought they should have opened, run some things down the seam. I'd like to have seen them do a couple of more little screenplays or let those linebackers come because they was getting pressure with their front four. And then they would send, you remember, they would shoot those two outside linebackers in. I wish he'd have sent that running back out there, Ian Addison or the Kennedy kid, and let him get a little dump pass right there.
Yeah.
Let your athlete make the play for you. Yeah. And I thought they should have done some of that. Maybe Coach Rodgers didn't want to showcase that last week. Again,
that's another thing that, the coaches got to think about. What are they going to show?
Well, and again, do you think, and I wanted to ask Cliff this, and Cliff did say something, and I'll give you some stats here in just a second. I wanted to let's see, supervisor of elections here. Let's see here. Let's see if we've got any results here. City clerk. Dave, I don't have anything. Do you have anything just yet? Do we know? We still may be counting votes. It's still early. It's still 7:27. Let's see. Bradford elections. Bradford candidates. Let's see here. I'm looking at the Facebook page. Okay, unofficial results as of right now.
Right now.
Yeah. Chrissy Thompson, 258. Lisa Heater, 189. Unofficial results. Mm-hmm. We said it was going to be close. We did. Now, those are unofficial results right now, ladies and gentlemen. If you're tuning in, it is unofficial right now. We'll wait until it gets an official count. But Lisa Heater had 189. Chrissy Thompson had 258. That's a difference of what, 70 votes?
60-something.
60-something votes. Let's see, 58 and 11, 69 votes.
Yep.
Right? Yep. 59, mm-hmm. yeah. 58 and 11. Yep. 69 votes. So let's see, 258, Dave, and 189 is 7, 14. We were way off. Only 447 people right now at this time voted.
Oh, man.
Now,
how long's voting go on till?
It's done.
Oh, it stops at 7.
Yeah, it stops at 7. So now, again, she put out there right now. That was 21 minutes ago, which was 7:08.
Yep.
She put out unofficial results. City of Stark election for city clerk. Chrissy Thompson, 258. Lisa Heater, 189. That's close.
That's close.
That's close. We said it.
Yeah, so 69 votes.
Yeah.
It's not going to be hard to gather up.
No. And as they count more votes, until when she makes it official, it may be closer than that.
Yeah.
So right now, unofficially, we can say congratulations to Chrissy Thompson. But we need to make it official before we say an actual congratulations. Congratulations.
Yeah, if we're not on the air before.
Right. Yeah. If we're still on the air by then, because your stomach's growling, isn't it? But Dave's like, yeah, let me rub that Buddha right here. Yeah, boy. Hey, when it comes to food, I'm all in with you. But that's right now. We'll keep up with that as well. But I do want to read some stats for you. And Dave, I'll cut you off because I wanted to see what the. So what did you think again? I know you said a couple of things there, and some of those things I did agree with. Yeah. Do I think Bradford showcased everything last Friday night? I don't think so. I think there's plays that they could have ran, and that me and you said, oh my God, that's open, like me and Byron do. Even Cliff said it on the way home.
Did they play any second stringers?
They did. I'm glad you said that. So this game was mainly varsity. And they played it for sure the first full 3 quarters. And then in the fourth quarter, I don't know if Coco tried to rotate players in. I was trying to do that, Dave, and do the Facebook thing, and I couldn't. I was outside, and I didn't have a table. I wish we'd have brought a table. I could have went through the sheets. But, I think they did rotate some players in. Coco did, but I know we did. Because, they took Cy Cubbage out because, of course, we don't want him to get hurt. that game doesn't mean anything for standings.
What number is he?
He was our quarterback.
15.
Yeah. So, and then we brought in, of course, Jackson Parmitter, for the transfer from Keystone.
Mm-hmm.
He run that option really well. He had 3 rushes for 15 yards. Remember when he kept, I was like, man, he's doing pretty good. Now, was that against Coco's first team? Maybe some of them, but I think they're toward the fourth quarter. They played their a lot of second team players.
Well, we did not give them anything, and
No, we didn't.
they beat us only 16-7.
That's it. 3 field goals and a touchdown.
And there were times that we came close to getting a touchdown and a penalty kind of blocked
Dave,
it.
I'm glad you said that. Penalties killed us the other night, didn't they?
Did.
Oh my gosh, there was at least 7 penalties, probably for 100 yards or more.
A couple of them were 15-yarders.
That's what I'm saying. I want to say 2 or 3 of them were 50. That's 45 yards right there.
Right
we
there.
probably had 7 penalties that total over 100 yards. And we was on drives, Dave. We were on drives. Or, hey, we let them extend drives. Do you remember that 3rd and 10? And you remember we grabbed the face mask and we were fixing to get the ball back.
Yep.
And gave them an automatic first down.
Yep.
That's stuff you got to clean up. Against a good team like that, Dave,
Yep.
you know it well as I know it. You can't give them anything. They don't need no help. You
And
know
that's
I mean?
what I'm saying, that, they could be better.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I hope they start
than
to
Coco.
I think they need to clean some of that stuff up this week.
Yep.
I think our boys played tough, like you said, and hard.
Yep,
I
yep,
think
yep,
they could have
yep.
played a little harder. I don't think they showcased everything.
Nope.
Again, if we put Coach Rodgers and Coach Staples and the coaching staff on truth serum, you probably would get the answer.
That's
You know,
exactly what
we're talking about, yeah. But look, at the end of the day, it was a good game. I just want to give you some stats right here. I want to show you how close it is. You're going to say, well, David, there was a big difference. So, Bradford High School against Coco, again, the defending Class 2S and 2A state champions 3 times. We had 186 yards, Dave. Mm-hmm. We got to do more than that. To beat a team like that, Dave, you have got to score some points. You're not going to beat a team like that that's quick, fast, strong, scoring 7 or 14 points. You know what I mean? Just ain't going to happen. You know why? Because their defense is as good as yours.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen. So anyway, rushing, we rushed the ball 33 times for 124 yards. Not bad against that front, which hardly ever gives up 100-yard rushers, and we did that. So Ian Addison had number 10 had 14 carries for 48 yards. Not bad. Kennedy, the big boy, we was talking about number 5, he had 8 carries for 32 yards. Jackson Parmitter, the backup quarterback that was playing some safety, the transfer from Keystone, had 3 carries for 19 yards. Remember, he kept running that RPO, that option. And I'm like, man, where did this kid come from? And he ran the ball 3 good times and got like 8, 7, 6 yards. I was like, man, maybe we need to throw that in the playbook somewhere, in the season. Yeah. Harris got 6 carries for 12 yards, and Jaquez Kaysen had 1 carry for 1 yard. You were talking about our quarterback, number 15, Sokovich, just a sophomore, just turned 15. Hey, Coach Rodgers and that staff handed the keys to the Cadillac to this young man. Hey, look, that's okay. We got to have somebody, right? And I think he's going to be really good.
A 15-year-old?
Yeah. Hey, can you imagine 2 years from now?
That sounds so young.
Yeah, it doesn't it? Hey, can you imagine 2 years from now? This kid's going to be a 3 or 4 star quarterback. Yeah. I'll guarantee you, if he doesn't get hurt and he stays healthy, he's going to be a 3 or 4 star quarterback.
What year is he?
Sophomore.
Sophomore.
Yeah. Remember he played a little bit last year as a freshman. You remember he quarterbacked the JV team. The JV team slaughtered everybody. Now those players are up now. Oh yeah. So
if he don't get hurt, a couple more years,
he's going to be talked about all in the state like those Coco quarterbacks have been, and maybe get a great offer somewhere. But we'll see. That's still to be seen. But he was 10 for 20, 50%, 1 interception. You remember the interception he threw? I should have thrown that one away. For sure, that one he should have thrown away. He threw it for 62 yards, but he did have a touchdown pass, and that was that 21-yarder to Nixon.
Yeah.
Receiving, Nixon, 4 catches. That's the big, tall receiver for 39 yards and a touchdown. Jaquez Kaysen had 2 catches for 21 yards. Elijah Lawrence had 2 catches for 3 yards. And Jaquez's brother, Jordan Kaysen, had 2 catches for -1 yard because he got tackled in the backfield. Okay, here's the disparity a little bit. Coco had 303 total yards to our 186. So they gave us, 124 yards, 114 yards? That's not that bad.
No.
That's not that bad, really. What does Coco do? Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all follow football, Brady, Billy Rayberg, you're on here, Scott Money, all y'all that follow tornado football, and Dave will tell you too, what Coco's famous for is what, Dave? Short, quick passes. Boom, get the ball in. You can't get to the quarterback. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And they dink and dunk you, dink and dunk you, dink and dunk you. And if you can't stop that, guess what, David? You're in trouble.
Yeah.
You're in big trouble.
That moves the ball down the field and
Each time on the clock,
put you in a field goal position.
which they have a heck of a field goal kicker. We'll talk about him in a minute.
Yeah.
But you're eating up clock too. Dink and dunk you, 5, 6, 4, 3, 2. And if you can't stop it, they're moving down the field. Guess what? Half the quarter's eaten up. And that's what? 7-0.
Yeah.
Now, that great defense comes out. They stop you. Now they get the ball back. What are they going to do? What did you just say? Touchdown or field goal. Because they dink and dunk you. I thought Bradford did a good job, Dave, of stopping a lot of that sometimes. We made some negative plays, and we didn't give up the big plays, except that one time. So, I thought it was good. But here's you're talking about Bradford's defense. Here's the telltale number, Dave. Guess what? They ran this ball 16 times. They got 32 yards. That's it.
That's all?
2 yards per carry.
Good.
You remember we were stuffing the run up. You remember that? They wasn't really doing much of running of nothing. We were stuffing that up. And, we stopped the run on them when they ran the ball the previous 2 times. It's that passing that we got to stop. They passed the ball. That quarterback is good, David, isn't he? Champ Smith, he's good. He's a junior transfer from Spanish River. He's being looked at by several colleges. He's 23 for 39 with 1 interception. We made a good play on him for 271 yards he threw for and a touchdown. The kid is good. Like the 2 previous quarterbacks they've had. Hey, you know where the Brady Hart is right now? He's at Texas A&M, one of the top premier teams in the SEC and in the country. That's who he's quarterbacking. The other kid, you know where he's at? He was at Coastal Carolina, but I believe that he's at Carolina or somewhere like that. He's at Division I school too. So they get great players. The wide receiver, Javion Boggs, is playing at Florida State. Last year's wide receiver. I mean, they turn out good ball players. We do too. We're putting guys in Division I too. But, they're just what did Ric Flair say? To be the man, you got to beat the man. Right? Ric Flair. Woo!
Yeah.
To be the man, you got to beat the man. You know who the man is? Coco. That's the standard. That's the bar. Coach Rodgers said it. Until you beat the man, you can't be the man. But I will say this, Bradford is a close second. Don't you think? Do you think?
Yes, I do think.
I think they're close second.
Quickly going to bump up to the top there.
So,
we don't play Coco no more this season.
Until the playoffs. Unless we run into them in the playoffs.
If they're in the playoffs.
Okay. Well, that's good. I like that. Wish them well, right, Dave? Yeah, let's wish them well. But anyway, I want to read a little something that Cliff come up with. Very interesting to me, and I just went over this with you guys. And listen to this. Coco played 24 games against fellow Class 2A and 2S. Remember, now we're in 2A. When we first played them, Dave, we were in 2S. You know what I'm saying? Then they changed it back to 2A, Class 2A. So teams the last 3 seasons, excuse me, winning every game by an average margin of 36.3 points a game, Dave. That's how bad Coco beat our same opponents that we played. And scoring an average of what? 43.9 yards per game. That is just crazy numbers. This is a high-powered offense. Okay, here's the caveat, ladies and gentlemen. Bradford is the only 2A, 2S team to hold Cocoa to 20 points or less during that span, during that 24-game span. The only team doing it once and then again in last night's kickoff classic. Do you remember in the state championship game, they beat us 20-6. They beat us by 14, by 2 touchdowns. It sounds like a lot, but do you know in that state championship when they were all played at Florida A&M Field, do you know that was the closest game out of any of the games? All the other games were blowouts, and Bradford held them to 20 points. One of the best teams in the state, period, bar none. And then the only time that they ever put more than 20 points on us was the very first year we played them in that state semifinal here in Bradford, where they beat us 31-20. They scored 31, but we scored 20. But it wasn't good enough. So here we go. Here's Cliff's thing. And I think it's something that we all got sentiments about. And I'd love to have y'all's comments, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody that's watching, that's big-time Tornado fans, I'd love to hear your comments. The BH offense just needs to figure out how to get in the end zone against them having done so just once in each of the last 3 games, David. What did I just sit here and say? We have to score more than 7 points against those guys to beat them. You have to get the ball vertically. You have to open up the offense. You have to create plays. Create some misdirection plays where, you know, the defensive front is coming from the right side of the line, man. Go against that grain, man. Make them over pursue a play and bust a big play on their butts. I mean, come on. It's, you know, I say as simple X's and O's. I'm not a coach. I've never been a coach. You know me. I broke down plays. I know plays. I know football. I know the scheme of football. But I've never coached. And I know a coach has got a lot of pressure on him to make the right call, the right things, the right thing to do. You know, if it's 4th and 3, do you go for it? No, we punt it. You know what I'm saying? Is momentum shifted your way? There's a bunch of things that you got to look at. And let me see here. We're going to see you guys in NFL cheering on the sidelines. Talking about you, Dave. Joey Fennell. According to Bradford word of mouth, Lisa Heater at 189 and Chrissy Thompson at yes. And we caught that. Exact. That's unofficial, Mark, as far as I know it. Joey Fennell said they played a great game. If they would have been able to pressure the field goals, it might have been closer. Yeah, and if you look at Tyler Sapp on that 47-yarder or whatever it was, he had enough leg. It just hooked left. It was just a hook. He had the leg. That could have been 16-10 for sure. So, again, woulda, coulda, shoulda, sometimes don't get it. Cocoa didn't replace their players according to other networks. They were questioning why we did with 6 minutes to go. You know, man, I think Coach Rodgers, there's some good, Joey, that's the only thing I can say. You know, those JV players have moved out up to varsity. You know, you want to get those JV players in the position in case, you know, guys that hadn't had a lot of playing time, to get in there and get some reps and some snaps. What if you need them?
Yeah.
God forbid, man, we lose somebody that, you know, for a certain amount of time. Who's going to step up? If you don't have experience, you're putting an inexperienced guy in there, Dave, that doesn't have playing experience, and, you know, he can fumble the ball or doesn't make a tackle, whatever, if it's offense or defense. So you have to play those guys. Now, I think Rodgers brought them in to see what they could do. I personally, again, I couldn't look at Coco's roster, and what Joey's saying is we put in JV players or second, and they did not. Now, if you can remember, you correct my memory, and I wish Cliff was here. I don't know if they did or if they did, because I couldn't, you know, I couldn't always flip through the page to look to see if they replaced those players. I think, Joey, and I'm not questioning it, I think they did to some extent. Now, did they do it to the extent like we did? I don't know. But honestly, and I hate to say this, I know the game is never out of reach, but it felt, Dave, and tell me if you agree, it felt like it was out of reach. In other words, Bradford really wasn't either doing what they needed to do to push the score. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's why, I don't want to say the coaching staff at Bradford gave up, but I think they wanted to get players in there. They didn't want to get the starters hurt. That's the number one and foremost thing, because you're playing an arch rival this Friday. And you know who that is? That's Baker County.
In the third quarter,
Yep.
when it was 13-7, and they were going back and forth.
Hang on just a second. Unofficial Dwight, and I'll go back and look. Unofficial Chrissy won the race right now by 69 votes. Is that what I said?
Unofficial.
Unofficially, Chrissy won the votes, won the seat or the position by 61 votes. Unofficially now, that is unofficial, and that's what the Bradford Supervisor of Election Officers said right now. We'll get that official if we're still on air. So
if
yeah, talking Bradford Tornado football, by the way.
So if Christy wins,
If Chrissy wins, yeah.
and Lisa works there, is she going to stay on board? Is Christy going to let her stay on board? Or is she going to let her go and find somebody else to take that position?
Can't answer.
They seem to be okay with each other. I think,
when they were here, we'll get back to tornado football. I will.
I think, with what I seen, Chrissy would be smart to let her stay there, knowing what's going on.
I don't know that. And
I know.
And
I don't either.
we don't have a dog in the hunt. I sort of agree with your sentiment.
Sorry, that just came to my head.
No, because it makes sense, right?
Well,
I think, we don't know. We don't know what's happened in the background. What's happened during this whole campaigning. We don't know that.
Your comment to Byron kind of triggered me off course. We can go back to the football.
Oh, you mean the comment to Dwight from Dwight, who won the election?
Oh, yeah. As far as football in the third quarter, when we were all going back and forth. And I don't think anybody really scored in the third quarter.
No, that field goal was kicked in the fourth quarter, wasn't it?
Yes.
That last field goal, because it was 13-7 for the longest time, and we had a chance to, remember, we said, man, scored that touchdown and kicked that extra point. We're up 14-13.
That's what I'm saying. We still had a chance to win, or at least take the game.
Yeah.
And when the last few minutes of the fourth quarter, I really did feel like we don't have a chance.
Well, yeah, I think there was a point where, okay, and again, like you said, I agree with exactly what you said. I think there was a time where Coach Rodgers and them said, look, I don't want to get anybody else hurt. Do I really want to push the narrative here and win this football game? Of course, you play the football game, or you play the game to win, right? But I think at some point he goes, I'm going to make these changes, and if we can still play to win, let's still play to win.
Yep.
And save his starters, because there was a young man that got hurt. I need to find out the extent of his injury. Because that's going to be very important Friday night.
Yeah, that was his ankle, wasn't it?
I was, remember, because he couldn't, remember, we was like, Dave, he couldn't put no weight on that thing.
No, they had to help him off.
Yeah, and he was, he did not come back in the ball game as far as I seen. Do you remember if he did? I don't think he did.
I didn't see him.
I did not see him. So anyway, as Dave was saying about what went on, the BH offense just need to figure out how to get in the end zone against them, having done so just once in each of the last 3 games against Cocoa. If you remember, when we scored 21 points against them in that first game, guess what? We scored 2 of the 3 TDs in the 2022 state semifinal game 3 years ago. But Cocoa has allowed more than 7 points in just 7 games in the last 3 years. Do you see what I'm saying? You have to score to beat them against 2A and 2S teams. So it's not easy to do that. It's not. He said it's no easy task, and it ain't. And you play a team like that, You got to figure out a way to score points. If
And
you
we're-
don't score points, you're not going to win.
And it's not going to be easy from here on out. We still have some tough teams to play.
Yeah, that schedule, you look at Coco's schedule, I know some of those teams down there, and I hate to say this, aren't very good. I mean, I think they're mediocre average teams. And Bradford's schedule is pretty stout. You start off with them. Well, you start off with Live Oak in the spring game. You win that. You go down there and play a tough Coco team. Barely got beat to me. That's what I look at it. You got beat, but you got beat by a good team, a state champion.
They didn't beat us. I mean, we beat, but they didn't beat us bad.
They didn't beat us 40-7.
No.
Like I'm sure some people thought.
Not even close.
No, not even close. Then you got Baker County, your arch rivals, which we beat 5 times in a row, looking to make it 6.
Yeah, they're wanting us bad.
They're wanting us bad. Wouldn't that be something if they put a loss on us at our home field? They start the season 1-0 and they put us in a hole.
I wonder how many first stringers are new or been playing
for Baker or for Bradford. For Baker.
For Baker.
They have some transfers in. I've worked with some guys.
Yeah.
They don't tell a lot. There's not a lot of tape that's been given. I do know this, and I love you, Coach Rodgers. I think there's I don't want to say maybe from us, but I know there's a little rift there, and between you remember when you heard that there's a little rift there. So look, at the end of the day, the game speaks for itself, and they're going to play right here at 7:30 at David Hurst Stadium Friday night. Ought to be a great ball game, Dave. My question to you is: are you going to be there? And video in the game.
I ain't got an answer for you yet.
He doesn't have an answer, but I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if he is there, and I hope he is, he's going to be zooming down there. It's going to be just as good as Dream Pilot because Dave gets right down there in the midst of those plays, and it really helps us to see too. What's going on. It helps us to call the play a lot easier. So I hope you're there. I hope you can be there. But hey, if not, I'll have it on my iPad right here, the old handy dandy iPad, and it'll definitely work. So Regina Burkhalter, thank you for joining us in. Let me go back and look at that. But that's the breakdown of Bradford. Dave, unless you just want to add something else to that, I think we broke it down about as good as we can. It's
pretty good.
We did 7:53 local time. Want to start closing down the show here in just a little bit. Let me see here. Let me go back to those results, David, and see if I can get them here. Let's see if they're official yet. Do you think they may be official yet? Let's see here. Looking. Let's see, Bradford County. Facebook, let's see here. Still saying unofficial results 48 minutes ago, so I'm sure they're double checking the votes. And right now, it's 258 for Chrissy Allen Thompson, Lisa Terry Heater 189. Me and David said that this was going to be a close race, David, and I'm going to tell you right now, 69 votes is pretty close, especially in a small town where you live in, in Stark. So that's really close on that. So I know both ladies did a good job out there campaigning for themselves. And both ladies had a nice following, nice backing. And like I said, it's a win-win for Stark.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever gets that position, and right now unofficially it's Chrissy, she's going to do a good job. If there's votes that hadn't been counted and it throws Lisa over, she's going to do a good job. You bring up a very good question. And I don't know the answer to that question. Do I think retain? And I don't even want to go into that because, again, what did you say? What did I say? I don't have a dog in the hunt.
No.
So I'm going to let that
Doesn't matter what we think.
No, it doesn't matter what you think, as The Rock says. The Rock, he's something else. Again, we just talked about it. The city clerk election, took place today. Early voting took place last week. Unofficial results right now, I'm looking at it. Chrissy Allen Thompson, 258. Lisa Terry Heater, 189. So if you didn't vote, Dave, tell them. Shame on you. If you're a Stark
Shame
City,
on you.
shame on you. If you're a Stark City resident, shame on you if you didn't go vote. Guess what? I have no sympathy for you, Dave. If they go, man, start whining.
If you don't vote, there's no reason to watch the news.
Yeah, no, that's it. And look, man, you know,
ain't gonna do nothing about it anyway.
no, you're not. And you know, I don't. Look, man, shame on you if you didn't vote. You shouldn't be complaining. Hey, the first thing I'm gonna say is, did you vote? Nope. Okay, well, you shouldn't say anything.
I know somebody that's got 2 cents in the voting process and who's running for the position, but he don't vote. I'm like, doesn't matter what you say.
Right, it doesn't. No, you hit it on the head, and you can tell him that. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you say. If you didn't,
You tell him.
I'm sure you do, and rightfully so, right?
Yeah.
Rightfully so. So, again, let's see here. You want to talk about the weather a little bit?
Yes.
Let's talk about the weather.
Let's get that out of the
Let's
way.
get that out of the way. So, by the way, our weather is done by who? Austin's Weather Service, right?
Austin's Weather
How can they get a hold of them, Dave?
Wow.
Go to Austin's Weather Service, right?
Go to Austin's, Facebook?
Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's on there.
Does he have his last name in there?
Austin Stevens. But no, he just uses Austin's Weather Service.
Austin, okay.
Yeah,
That's what
Austin's Weather
confused me.
Service. So, you know, you can go check that out if you need a local forecast, if you need a forecast for surrounding areas. He covers all the way into Louisiana.
You know,
You know that, right?
Yes, and
yeah.
he also covers the hurricanes coming out of
Anywhere.
Alaska.
The hurricane.
Boy,
Does he-
anywhere, yeah, but
When was the last time Alaska had a hurricane?
did I say Alaska? Africa.
When was I was gonna say, man, maybe you also can tell us when the last time a hurricane came out of Alaska. Good grief. Oh, that's pretty funny. But anyway, Alaska. Tonight, partly cloudy with a slight chance of showers and storms this evening, then mostly clear after midnight. Lows in the mid-70s, northeast 10 to 15 miles per hour, becoming north at 5 miles per hour after midnight. Rain 20%. Wednesday, mostly sunny, slight chance of showers in the morning, then a chance of showers and storms in the afternoon. Highs mid-90s. North winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Rain, David, 50%. Wednesday night, partly cloudy with a chance of showers and storms in the evening, then mostly clear after midnight. Lows in the mid-70s. Northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, becoming westerly winds after midnight. Rain chance, David, 40%. Thursday, sunny. Chance of, chance of nothing. I guess I just blew that right there. Sunny, chance of afternoon showers and storms. Highs mid-90s. Westerly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Rain 50%. Dave, Thursday, heat index up to 105. Is your air working?
105, yes, it is.
Boy, you can get a suntan in your car with those kind of temperatures. Thursday night, partly cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms in the evening, then mostly clear with a slight chance of showers after midnight. Lows mid-70s, southwest winds 5 miles per hour. Rain 50%. Friday and Saturday, partly cloudy with showers and thunderstorm. Highs in the low 90s, lows in the mid-70s. Rain each day. Of course, on the weekend, 90%. Of course. Would you have it any other way?
Oh, man.
No. Saturday night, mostly cloudy with showers and storms in the evening, and partly cloudy with a chance of showers and storms after midnight. Lows mid-70s. Rain 90%. Tallahassee and Mobile, if you're watching Anthony Black, which you are, I've seen, and Renee Stegall-Shaw, if you're watching, go to Austin's Weather Service. He's got these right here, and I'll put them out on Facebook too. I'll copy them over. But the forecast for your area from now through the weekend, go to Austin's weather service, Dave, and you can pick that up. And or you can message Austin Stevens. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You can hit him on Facebook. You can hit him on Messenger, and he will send you that weather forecast. Tropical update. The 5 p.m. update, Dave, because the 8 p.m. one is just now coming in. Hurricane Erin is a large, powerful hurricane east of the southeast Bahamas, tracking, David, north-northwest, 10 miles an hour. It will pass well offshore off the U.S., but is expanding in size, sending dangerous surf and rip currents up most of the East Coast this week. I heard, now I don't see if Austin said this, I read something today, right before when I was at work and I was getting ready to leave, that Erin is so strong, Category 5, big time Category 5, that it can send waves and surge as tall as 100 feet. That's like tsunami waves, isn't it?
That would be amazing in a way, but
I would like to see it, but I don't want it. It's not impossible, but I don't want to see it crash on anywhere on any shore.
California gets them all the time in some of these other countries.
Yeah, I mean, but 100-foot waves.
100 foot's a big wave.
That's, I mean, tall pine trees are what, 70, 80 feet? I mean, that's a wave that's coming now.
I got caught in.
I mean, is that feasible without? Hello, Nicole Miller-Borgner and Eddie Sigmund. How you doing? Unofficially, Chrissy Thompson won the race. They're still counting votes. They're still waiting to make it official. But we'll see what happens. And we got a few more minutes here on the show. If we get that in time, and I'll double check it again, we'll give you the official results. But until then, we have to go unofficial because that's what Amanda Safang and the Supervisor of Elections said. It's unofficial.
Yep.
So we really technically don't have a winner. We have a projected winner.
Right.
But we don't have a winner yet. But anyway, so I heard that, Dave. That is crazy. And he's broke this down into like, where your current position is, like Bermuda, Cape Hatteras, new watch warnings. So Bermuda, the East Coast, especially from Carolina, Dave, up into New York, all that area. Watch out for waves coming there off your beaches and your shores because it can be hazardous. Key message, Dave. He says, even when an offshore track, Erin's size makes surf and rip currents and what we just talked, the broadest U.S. hazard this week. So if you're out there, you surfers out there all along the East Coast, if you think that you're going to ride one of these waves, Judas Priest has got a song, You Got Another Thing Coming.
Yeah.
Joel, please don't mess around. I know there's experienced surfers out there, and man, they can probably, don't even take the chance, man, out there in that crap.
Most of the surfers I know are gun-ho.
They're going to do it. They're going to do it. And you know what?
Amazingly, they're going to probably get good-sized waves that
For sure.
normally they don't get around here.
Not on the East Coast, they're not. Now, the West Coast, like you said, Dave, is famous for those waves. The Pacific,
yeah.
Yeah. But over here, oh, yeah, they're going to take a chance to ride those waves. The problem is, Dave, the wave, I'm not concerned with, it's the rip current and the rip tide. You know, you get sucked up in that wave and, man, it crashes you down. You don't know, I mean, the rip current can, if it don't drown you, it's going to take you way far from where you're at. I mean, it can take you, drift you
away from your surfboard and not have any buoyancy. If you make it out.
If you make it out. So, man, do I say, man, I know you're going to try it, dude, but, man, please, man, just be safe and careful. Another Atlantic system, he said, to watch for, it's disorganized wave, in the central tropic Atlantic and then eastern Atlantic, south of Cabo Verde. There's some showers and things like that. So, but anyway, he said, from upwards of North Carolina, as we just said, up to into New York, up into, look, the basin of Canada. You know, it could affect. How about Nova Scotia? Yeah. Nova Scotia's right here. I mean, they're going to get affected with some of that stuff. You know, he didn't say if Nova Scotia was going to get hit, but the way it looks like it's going to turn out, Dave. That he's got a picture right here. It looks like it's doing this, like skirting the, you know, like what I mean, off from the coast, but and then making like a sharp turn. I hope it don't make that turn into Nova Scotia. It'll destroy that place, especially if it's still a Category 5.
Oh,
oh shit! Crap! Sorry about that. I don't wish that upon anybody. So, anyway, that's the weather service from Austin's Weather Service. Dave, I want to start wrapping it up here a little bit.
Yes.
First and foremost, I want to thank you and Cliff for riding down there with me. I know Cliff's got to go cover the game, but we talked about this, about we were going to ride together. You had some things that came up on Friday, but you managed to get through those. And you were able to ride down there. I know you said you had a lot of fun, man. We joked and carried on down there, and we joked and carried on the way back, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm. It was like
the boys on a trip.
Yeah.
You know, just a fun trip. But thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. Also, the Byron Bagwell will be back here with us tomorrow. Here in the States, he was on vacation. He'll be back with us next Tuesday. Should be back to call the ball game. Austin Stevens, I hope to see him in the studio at some point. But if you don't catch this on Facebook, you'll be able to catch it on YouTube, possibly later tonight, maybe tomorrow. We try to get it up by 7 o'clock tomorrow. Catch it on YouTube, episode David 332.
Yes.
Amazing.
Amazing.
And you got some big news coming up here in about 2 or 3 weeks, don't you? You want to tell everybody? You sort of put it out on Facebook. 9 years.
Oh.
You did put it out there, you remember?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't put that out there. Somebody did.
Okay.
9 years
yeah.
from anyway. On the spot. 9 years when?
September the 18th.
So it's about 3 weeks, about 4 weeks, about a month.
Today's the 18th.
Yep.
Or 19th.
Yep. So right a month.
Right at about a month.
Right at about a month. Guess what? We'll be celebrating. We'll do something big. We need to plan something up. You and Byron need to talk. And maybe bring Mitchell in. Maybe we'll have some pizza. We'll throw a pizza party. Or something. We'll do
figure something now.
Maybe we'll give away some giveaways to our viewers. You know what I'm saying?
9 years is.
Hello, Mike. Lisa. Well, let's start. Wait a minute. Brenda Seeley's on. Lisa Tillery Holland. Mike Tierney. Janelle Pollard Reese. I'll give you unofficial results right now as of this time, 8:09. Chrissy Thompson has unofficially won that race, 258, Dave, to 169, right?
Yeah.
I think is what it was. That's unofficial at this time. So I'm going to take a look at it one more time before we break away. We actually started a little bit early tonight because we wanted to be here with you during this. As of an hour ago, it is still unofficial according to the Bradford County Supervisor of Elections page. It is still unofficial. And Amanda Sifang, I want to thank her. She does a great job. They're, I'm sure, recounting votes, counting votes. They want to make dadgum sure, Dave. I know if I was a supervisor of elections, I want to make sure that we got those votes counted right, everybody's votes in.
Yeah.
You want to double, triple check. Just because of some of the things that's happened nationally over the years with the presidential election. So I'm sure she wants to make sure. Generally, we don't have an issue like that, but they want to make double sure. And why wouldn't you? Wouldn't you want to do that?
Yes.
Absolutely. So unofficially, as of an hour ago, Chrissy Allen Thompson, 258 votes. Lisa Heater, 189. Close race, as we said. Me and David said that there would be 900. I said 900. Dave said 825. He was closer. It was actually 447. Dave, I'm going to have to ask Amanda Sifang if that's a good turnout or one of the candidates. I don't know if that's a good turnout or not. I don't know how many registered voters are in the city of Stark.
Right.
We took a guess because we wasn't sure. But to me, I don't know, Dave. To you, low number, high number, sort of about right. You really, I don't know.
I'll have to check it out.
We'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But
This happens every 2 years?
I think so. I'm not sure about that position. It's a great call. We'll check.
Might be 4 years.
Maybe. Anyway, Tori Carolina, I guess, I was watching. Hello, thank you for joining us. If you are not a follower of On the Spot with David Rodgers, you should be. And guess what, Dave? You can email us at onthespot32091@gmail.com. If you have any questions, any concerns, anything you want us to talk about, please feel free to hit us on there, onthespot32091@gmail.com. And David, look here. Guess what? If you want to join On the Spot with David Rodgers, guess what you do? You want to tell them?
You go to your Facebook page and you search out On the Spot with David Rodgers. It'll come up and you click on that and go to your like and hit that and hit your subscribe
button. Yep.
and you're in the club.
So what happens if we don't do a show on Tuesday and we do a show on Friday night? Well, will it still ping?
It'll still ping you.
So are you telling the viewers, anytime we do a show, it doesn't matter what time it is, they could be sleeping and it'll still ping?
If we're out on a balcony during the Christmas parade and we go on, you'll get pinged.
Is that right? Really? So let me ask you this. What if we decided to take a trip to the Virgin Islands, St. Thomas Virgin Islands, and we wanted to do a show there? And we're on the balcony of our hotel room having a couple of margaritas and pina coladas. I mean, and we decided to do a show. Do they still get pinged?
They get a double ping.
How does that happen? How do they go?
Ping a ping, ping, ping.
Is that because we're having margaritas and pina coladas?
Yeah, we're having margaritas and we're too drunk.
Boy, I don't know if I'd go on a show, man, if we had several of them. But hey, you never know. You never know. But you're right.
You'll get pinged.
You'll get pinged. Okay. So, Dave, as we get ready to wind up the show, guys, first and foremost, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. I wish we had an official result for you, but I am sure by tonight, if you look at that Facebook page, you can go to Bradford County Supervisor of Election page, and Dave, she will make it official. You know what I mean? And let you know who officially won that race. Also, check out the Bradford Connection, bradfordconnection.org. Keith Warren runs that page. Please make sure that you check that out. Also, a couple of things coming up. Dave, I hate when I get that tickle in my throat.
Oh.
That's the sinuses draining on me. But anyway, check out your local Bradford Telegraph. A lot of great stories in there. I know there's pushback on that fire assessment. Several things going on. Food distribution, all going on all over the place. Things going on about school, Lake Butler, Keystone, us. This covers the whole thing.
Does Cliff have a column?
Cliff writes the sports.
Yeah, and he's a great writer. You ought to read those sports.
Yeah, you sure should. I mean, he's got great pictures of the tornadoes and all the write-ups that he does. So you definitely check out Cliff. He does a great job. Been with the paper a long time. He's helped us on broadcasts before. Cliff's a good dude. And look, I like that he goes with us to football games.
Yeah.
He's a real asset. Byron likes it. You know, if you
he knows his football. And
he does.
When you and him... You know, I'm riding along with you guys, and I'm listening to you guys talk football.
Right.
And I'm like...
You're just soaking up the information, aren't you? It's just going
I
right.
can't remember it all when you start talking about the players, their stats,
Yeah.
a game from back then.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
If you, Dave, I
It was
appreciate that.
amazing. It's amazing.
I appreciate that, but check out your Bradford County Telegraph. Also, if you're needing any kind of information with the tornado football or radio broadcast or anything, you check out Chuck Kramer. You know, I didn't know this, Dave. I had to actually ask him. If y'all don't know, Reggie Leverson, thank you for joining us. If you don't know, I do the Monday morning All Tornadoes sports report and update at 7:40 every Monday during school. And I happen, Dave, to listen to Chuck because I like to see when we can catch our promos and things like that. And I heard Chuck say, I'll be on the air from 6 to 9. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm thinking in my head, no, 6 to 10. Is he leaving early? Is he okay? So I call him, right?
Yeah.
And I said, well, and then I hung up and I said, no, I'll wait till the report is done. So Monday, after the report at 7:40, I said, Chuck, before you go back to radio, and I said, I got to ask you a question. I said, why are you not on from 6 to 10? Instead of, now you're 6 to 9. You know what he told me? He said, David, he said, sometimes I get tired. And I don't blame him. He's been doing radio for 50 plus years. Early in the mornings, doing all the news, all the midday stuff, all the afternoon stuff, tornado football games. That takes a lot out of a person. And I want to thank Chuck Kramer for everything that he does. The community bulletin board, the news, the birthdays, everything. Chuck really takes his job seriously, and he's, excuse my French, he's damn good at it.
Now, me and Chuck have about the same story. We started work in the late 70s and,
Yeah.
Just went from there. And Chuck came in into Stark about the same time I did, back, I think, 90, 91.
Well, yeah,
something
right
like
there,
that.
yep.
And I cut his hair and got to meet him then, and, well, we talk all the time. And,
Good dude.
yeah.
Good dude, and he does a
good.
great job, and he loves his community, and he loves Bradford Tornado football. You know how I know that? Because he wants to make sure every broadcast that we do
Yeah.
is absolutely perfect, and so do we. We want the same thing for
Absolutely.
so
perfect.
just like here. So anyway, great to be with you guys. Thank you for joining us, everybody that joined in live. I'm sorry I don't have an official result for you, for everybody that's still on. You'll be able to go back and check your Facebook page, Bradford County Supervisors of Elections. And right now, unofficially, Chrissy Ricky Thompson won that seat. Again, unofficially. I want to keep saying that until the official result comes out. Don't forget, the Tornadoes play at home this Friday night at David Hurst Stadium, a.k.a. Tornado Alley, as the Baker County Wildcats come calling to David Hurst Stadium. Looking, Dave, to get off a snide off of a 5-game losing streak. Boy, they would love nothing but to clobber the Tornadoes in their home field, would they? Yeah. Boy, and I tell you, that would set their season up to start off great, and the Tornadoes would have some work to do, wouldn't they, if they want to make another run at the playoffs. But we'll see. That's why we play the games on the field, not on paper. And that's why that happens. So if you can't go to the ball game live, and I tell you, Dave, let me say this. If you haven't bought a ticket for that game, you better. One game that is a sellout is that. Wow. Baker County, it's our rivals, have been for years. If you haven't bought a ticket, you better go to the school, get on gofan.co, whatever you got to do, and get your ticket, because they're going to go quickly. And David, bless you, the other side is going to be full. The fence is going to be packed all the way around. The home stands are going to be packed all the way around. And I'll tell you, it should be a great atmosphere. Should be a great ball game. They're going to be doing a couple of things at halftime. So you want to be there and definitely support your Tornadoes as the regular season starts. And hopefully should be a great, great season. Dave, I don't have anything else unless you just have something that you really want to say before we shut the show down. we're going to go ahead and call it an evening. And, of course, you can catch us next Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. You may be able to catch us this Friday night for sure. Usually, if I do it off my iPad, I go off my page, my personal page. But if Dave's with us, we're going to go off the spot from On the Spot with David Rodgers. Don't forget On the Spot Motorsports Media with Mitchell Gunner this Thursday night at 7 o'clock. He's got a guest. I think they are doing a show, or they may not be because they're going to Indy. It could be they may take off this week because they're going to Indianapolis to cover that, and they'll probably be putting up snippets and things of that. So I don't think no guests this week and a show this week, and if it is, it'll be done from on the road. But don't forget, On the Spot Motorsports Media with Mitchell Gunner and Robert. Final thoughts?
Awesome.
Nothing?
Nope.
Nothing. I think we covered it all, didn't we?
I did. Yes, we did.
On behalf of the Missing Byron Bagwell, Mr. Austin Stephen, who provides your weather, the Dancing Destroyer himself, Dave Holland, I'm your creator and host, David Rodgers. God bless you guys. Have a great Tuesday. Have a great week. See you Friday night at the football field where everybody should be. Go Big Red, and enjoy your weekend. God bless you. Peace out. Same bat time, same bat channel next week. God bless.